Good afternoon. I'm Dustin Hackler, and I'm presenting a case study on Boeing's leadership and safety culture crisis. This project is part of the Management 6352 course at Houston Christian University under Professor Cook, and will be submitted December 7th, 2025. I'll walk you through Boeing's organizational failures, the cultural and ethical breakdowns that led to the 737 MAX crisis, and proposed strategies for their recovery. This isn't about one company. It's about how organizational behavior, leadership accountability, and ethical culture directly shape the performance outcomes. Boeing's story is a cautionary tale for an industry where safety, trust, and reputation are non-negotiable. So, the situation analysis. The 737 MAX crashes were not isolated accidents. They exposed systemic weaknesses in Boeing's leadership and safety culture. Profit-driven priorities overshadowed engineering standards, creating a dangerous imbalance. Communication breakdowns between engineers, management, regulators, critical warnings were ignored or minimized. The consequences were devastating. 2 crashes, there were hundreds of lives lost, and billions in financial and reputational damage. Regulators worldwide grounded the fleet. Airlines canceled orders, and Boeing's credibility collapsed. Stakeholders, from customers to employees to shareholders, they all felt the impact. From a management perspective, this is a textbook case of agency theory. Executives prioritized short-term shareholder returns over long-term stakeholder safety. It also illustrates stakeholder theory, where neglecting customers and regulators in favor of profit led to catastrophic consequences. Problem definition. The core problem is rebuilding trust while remaining competitive in aerospace. Boeing must restore operational integrity and embed safety as a non-negotiable value. The key organizational failures included leadership accountability gaps, so executives were not held responsible for safety lapses. Communication failures. Engineers and management regulators, they operated in silos. There was misaligned incentives. Profit was prioritized over safety. Ethical erosion, so the decision making was compromised by a toxic culture. This is not just a management issue, though. It's an organizational behavior crisis. When cultures erode, performance outcomes collapse. Boeing must confront these failures head on to survive. So the strategic alternatives. 4 strategic alternatives were identified. Safety-centered culture reset. The restructure leadership incentives to prioritize ethics and embed safety into every process. Independent oversight mechanisms. Established external safety review boards, strengthen whistleblower protections, and increase regulatory transparency. Communication reform initiative. Create open reporting channels. Reduce silos and ensure transparency between engineers, management, and regulators. Leadership restructuring strategy. Replace or retrain executives to align values with safety and ethics, embedding accountability into evaluations. Each alternative addresses different dimensions of the crisis. Some focus on culture, others on oversight, others on communication. The challenge is finding a solution that balances safety, feasibility, financial impact, and sustainability. Decision criteria, safety and financial. Safety outcomes are the first and most critical criterion. Boeing must demonstrate reductions in operational incidents and compliance with FAA and international standards. Risk management systems must be strengthened to prevent future crises. Financial impact is also essential. While reforms carry upfront costs, they must support sustainable profitability. Shareholder confidence depends on Boeing proving that safety and profitability are not mutually exclusive. Safer operations reduce liabilities, lawsuits, and regulatory penalties, ultimately stabilizing the company's financial future. Decision criteria: reputation, feasibility, sustainability. Reputation recovery is vital. Boeing must restore credibility with regulators, customers, and the public. Feasibility asks whether these solutions can realistically be adopted given Boeing's current structure, resources, and timelines. Sustainability measures whether reforms will endure beyond immediate fixes. Embedding ethics and safety into governance ensures resilience against future crises. Together, these criteria provide a balanced framework for evaluating alternatives. They ensure Boeing doesn't just patch problems, but builds a foundation for sustainable resilience. So I conducted a comparative analysis using a decision table. Each alternative was evaluated against safety, financial impact, reputation recovery, feasibility, and sustainability. The scenario planning helped me anticipate the outcomes. Ideal scenario was optimal results if fully implemented. Dire scenario would be risks, costs, or unintended consequences. Expected scenario, a balanced projection based on feasibility. This analysis distinguishes quick fixes from lasting transformation. It highlights sustainability and resilience as key differentiators. The comparative analysis decision matrix. The decision matrix shows the relative strengths and weaknesses of each alternative. The safety-centered culture reset scored high in safety, feasibility, sustainability, though financial impact was medium. Independent oversight scored high in safety and reputation recovery, but moderate in feasibility. Communication reform had high feasibility and financial impact, but only medium ratings in safety and sustainability. Leadership restructuring showed strong potential for reputation recovery, but faced challenges in financial impact and feasibility. This matrix clarifies that no single solution is sufficient. A blended approach is what is required. Financial decision and justification. The recommended solution is a blended approach anchored in a safety-first leadership model, supported by independent oversight and communication reforms. This strategy embeds safety as a core value. It ensures impartial accountability and strengthens stakeholder trust through transparency. It balances safety, financial stability, and reputation recovery. Most importantly, it addresses systemic issues rather than surface-level symptoms. This is how Boeing can rebuild trust, restore credibility, and ensure sustainable resilience. So, implementation plan, competitive response and success metrics, activities, timetable, and costs. Implementation will occur every 12 to 24 months, with milestones at 6, 12, and 18 months. Early wins will come from leadership restructuring and communication reforms. be followed by full integration of safety boards. Activities include transitioning executive roles, establishing independent oversight boards, and rolling out organization-wide communication training. Costs include training programs, oversight structures, and leadership transition expenses. While significant, these investments are necessary to rebuild Boeing's foundation. The implementation plan, the competitive response and success metrics, competitive reaction, success metrics, and risks. Competitively, Airbus may highlight Boeing's failures to gain advantage. Boeing must counter with transparency and measurable progress. Success metrics include compliance rates with FAA, and internal standards, employee engagement through surveys and participation, and customer trust measured through reputation tracking. Risks include leadership resistance, immediate financial strain, and regulatory delays. Managing these risks require proactive communication and stakeholder engagement. The conclusion, lessons learned and expected outcomes. Several lessons emerge. Leadership and accountability is essential for sustainable safety and performance. Embedding ethics into daily operations strengthens trust and resilience. Transparent communication fosters stakeholder confidence and internal alignment. Expected outcomes include an institutionalized safety-first culture, transparent oversight restoring credibility, and cohesive communication practices reinforcing transformation. The broader takeaway is that organizational behavior directly shapes performance outcomes and enduring credibility. The Picati framework provides a structured path to recovery, guiding corrective measures and culture transformation. This case study draws on multiple sources, including the Mintz and Miller's analysis in the CPA Journal 2025, the Grensing Profiles HR Daily Advisor Case Study 2024, the Chari's work in Science and Engineering Ethics 2024, the Larker and Tyon's Governance Analysis from Harvard Law School Forum 2024, and Whitaker's FAA Oversight Report from the U.S. Department of Transportation in 2024. These references provide the foundation for understanding Boeing's crisis and the organizational behavior lessons that it does offer. Thank you.